Hi, I'm Mark. This is my October review for Aquarius Sun sign and Aquarius rising. This month, Aquarius, you have two difficult full moons to deal with. The first is in Aries on the 1st, the second is in Taurus on the 31st. Now this one is a blue moon, but it's a calendar blue moon because it's not in the same sign as the first one, so it hasn't got the same astrological significance, but it's still two moons to deal with in one month. Right, we'll do the first one first, and we'll talk about the second one later on in the video. Right, the first one in Aries is in the third house. The third house is Mercury's domain, so it's a thinking, logical, intellectual house. The moon is very feeling and emotional, so here you'll probably get mixed messages. It'll be difficult for you to decipher and work out what's right, because the feelings that come up may not add up to what you know, what you've heard. So here we have a bit of a dilemma. The other thing is that the moon is conjunct Chiron. Now Chiron is the healing planet, so we may have an opportunity here, if you've had hurts in the past, that you can heal those wounds. The sort of things that may come up with Chiron in this position is the fact that education, maybe you don't feel you're educated enough, or maybe you don't feel you're eloquent enough. So if there's wounds here, you'll have the chance to heal those now. On the 3rd, Venus moves into your 8th house. Now this is the realm of Pluto, Scorpio. So it intensifies relationships. This can be great if you're in a loving relationship. It can be fantastic. If you're not, it could be issues of control. These could revolve around money, power and sex. These have to be dealt with. The other good thing about Venus in this position is that you can attract money to you. You can often attract money through the efforts of other people. Also, it can be good for having money coming in from a completely different outside source. On the 4th, good news for you, Pluto turns direct. Now, Pluto's been in your 12th house for a long time. The last 6 months he's been going backwards, which doesn't help at all. Now at least he's moving forward, and you need to carry on with the hard work you've been doing behind the scenes and in your unconscious. You need to carry on purging. You need to clean out the garage, clean out the loft, get rid of anything that's old and outdated, get rid of all those bad memories that are hanging around, because when these planets are all in your 1st house, you will be flying high. Now Pluto will be challenged over the next month, and we'll talk about those later on. There's a couple of aspects to overcome here, but for now the message is keep plowing forward, keep clearing, keep purging, and that will stand you in good stead for next year. On the 8th, it's a very mentally stimulating day for you. You have Mercury aspecting your ruler Uranus. Now Uranus is the higher form of Mercury, so the mind will be very active, very stimulated. It'll probably be hard to sleep because your mind will be buzzing with excitement. These two will be stimulating either the career or the home, so ideas around how you can improve your home, or how you can get on in your career, how you can advance in life. All these things, the ideas will be bouncing around, so you need to pick out the good ones, the best ones, and then put them into practice. Then, on the 9th, Pluto has his first test. We said briefly how Pluto is moving forward. Now, he's going to have his first clash, because Pluto and Mars come head to head. The god of war and the god of the underworld lock horns, because Mars is coming backwards, Pluto's coming forwards. So this is a very big clash of the titans. What do we expect? Well, the things you've been working on, there could be things thrown up that highlight where you've made mistakes or missed out on something. Here we have to act quickly. If you get a clash, then you need to deal with it. It's not a day to make enemies, because Mars will come back when he's direct and bite you from behind. So it's a day to stay calm, sort things out calmly. The day may pass without any incidents at all. If it does, you're on the right track. If you have things come up, you need to deal with them efficiently and quickly, and and then move forward. The Sun is moving through your 9th house this month, so on the 10th there's an opportunity for you to reassess your beliefs, update them, make sure they are workable. They work on a mundane level as well as on a spiritual level. Look at your relationship and your belief in people. This is a great day for reassessing all those things. Then on the 11th, Venus is very, very active with an aspect that will create electricity in the air. She's already in a passionate 8th house, but now you've got added excitement and electricity here. So make the most of that. If you spend time with your partner, do something that's different or very creative. If you're not in a relationship, it's a great time to meet someone who's different, who's a bit more unusual, not your normal type. On the 15th, Pluto receives another challenge. If you're south of this one, all is good. If events highlight anything, you need to jump on it straight away and make changes, correct them. Because on the 16th, it's a new moon. New moons are for sowing seeds. This moon is in Libra, which is your fellow air sign. It's also aspecting the nodes. The North Node is our way forward. So you might have a clue today, you might have a sign, you might hear something or see something that points you in the right direction, that will benefit you later on. Because sow the seeds on the new moon and you will reap the harvest later on. We spoke earlier about how important it is to overhaul your beliefs and make sure they're workable. On the 17th, you could be challenged. This is quite a critical day. This will tell you whether you've done well or not. If you've been skillful and you've been intelligent in the past, then all will be well. If you get angry today, you need to examine why you're angry or why you're frustrated. It may be that if you examine it, it's not really that important. Then on the 18th, there's another test. This time it's to do with your duty and responsibility. Have you been responsible? Have you been dutiful? Are you putting too much into things? Or are other people taking from you too much? You need to weigh all this up and see where your responsibility sits, whether it's balanced or not. If you're taking on too much, then you need to lighten the load. If you've been shirking responsibility, then you need to take more responsibility on and be responsible for yourself and your own actions. On the 21st, you have the Black Moon Lilith moving into your 4th house. Now where the Black Moon is, she casts a shadow because she wants to highlight things. Now she'll be in your 4th house for 9 months, so you've got plenty of time to work with this. The things she will highlight will be your very foundations. Now, for some of you this may be the home. For others, your foundations may be your work. It's whatever's most important to you, it's whatever you fall back on. Now, you need to work with this. You need to make sure that your foundations are solid. Because next year, you are going to be flying. Because for you, all those planets moving into your 1st house and moving into your sign, it's going to give you such impetus. You're really going to be moving forward at great speed next year. So this is why it's so important now to keep doing this work. I can't stress enough that the more you do now, the more you will gain, the better you will be next year. I know it's hard, but you need to keep plugging away. The Black Moon will also highlight your past. And there are things in the past you need to clear, you need to distance from. You don't want to take baggage with you. You want to be flying next year. And the lighter you are, the faster you will travel. The more baggage you carry, the more it will hold you down and drag you down. Think of it being a flight on a flying carpet. You try and pile all your baggage on, it will hardly get off the ground. If you just take 1 or 2 small items, you'll fly much quicker, much faster. The Black Moon will help you recreate your structure and your foundations of life. And you need to look at who around you is supportive, who will help you do this. Between the 22nd and the 28th, this is a good time to have those discussions. It's a good time to talk to people. there's anything that you need to say, any point you need to get across, this is a good time to do that now. Because on the 28th, Mercury moves retrograde. When Mercury's retrograde, it's not a bad thing, it's just that communication is hard. Communications are misunderstood. Emails are read wrongly and people react differently. So it's best to get all those discussions underway as soon as possible so that you can complete things by the 28th when Mercury goes retrograde. On the 31st, at the end of the month, it's the second full moon that we spoke about earlier. This time it's in Taurus, in the 4th house. Now, the 4th house is about your domestic situation. The moon will highlight this. It's also about your emotional needs. But with this full moon, things will be very erratic. You won't be in touch with your feelings because your ruler, Uranus, is conjunct the moon. So this will throw a cat amongst the pigeons. You won't be able to rely on your emotions. They'll be changing constantly. There'll be sudden changes of heart. So it's not a good time to make decisions. It'll be a good time from reaping the benefit. If you've already moved, you'll be able to reap the benefit from that. But if you're planning to move and haven't moved yet, it's best to stave off any decisions until this full moon has passed. Thank you for watching. Hope you've enjoyed the video. If you'd like more, please subscribe. If you'd like to leave me a comment, I'll be glad to hear from you.